What if I did a squat? Oh, there we go. This is what sewing channels normally look like. Oh, it's hot. We are back. Hello, welcome back. I need to sit straight. I'm still not sitting straight. I have just returned from my honeymoon. And speaking of weddings, we have our friend's wedding to go to next week and I don't have anything to wear. Here are all my nice dresses. And there's a theme there. None of those are really appropriate to wear as a wedding guest, so I need to make something new. And the theme of the wedding is Secret Summer Garden. So I need to make something that's got some florals and bright stuff in it. So with that in mind, I went fabric shopping in Japan. Probably should have mentioned that my honeymoon was in Japan. We hired a car in Tokyo and decided to drive down to Fukuoka. We found the street signs a little bit confusing to begin with, but the GPS was really good, so we got where we wanted to go. We were really excited to see snow on the trip. That turned to a bit of anxiety when the visibility got really low, because neither of us has ever driven in snow before. Can't tell you how proud I was of myself to figure out that these cloches were on the sandals to protect them from the snow. Come on, I rode it in the snow. Our first fabric shop of the trip was in Fukuoka and I was ready to walk in, but this woman looked like she was going to, so I just waited. But then she passed the door, so I was like, cool, I'll go in. But then she turned around, so I just kind of waited there awkwardly, and by that time I was too flustered to retake the shot. Also at this stage I hadn't been in front of the camera in a couple of weeks and I just didn't know what to do. In addition to our floral print that we were after, I was also on the lookout for a wool tartan because I really want to make a cute pleated skirt. And of course I looked at the linens because I am predictable. Oh my god. Look at him. Look at him. I was really sad though because he was sold out. Is your bun green?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Buddha. You're not wrong, it's really fun. Pitter is the sister store to Dua and they specialise in trims and they're located just across the street from the other one. Another little cat that was sold out. And this is when Tom told me to fix my posture. And I immediately had terrible posture again. I want to make this. I need this. This rather large and cursed looking rabbit was in our lobby and I need to make him. We gave back the rental car in Fukuoka and took the bullet train back to Tokyo. We have just checked into one of our hotels and look at this very sweet setup and look, oh my god, one of the swans has a bow. One of the swans is a girl. That's Thomas. Aha! Finally! Num 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 num. Our next destination was Napori Fabric Town, which has over 100 fabric and sewing stores. It's nuts. I can't believe I didn't know about this before. They have a website with a store directory, so I picked out 5 stores that I definitely wanted to visit so I wouldn't get overwhelmed. I was particularly interested in Momo, which sells natural fibre fabrics and is coincidentally one of Tom's nicknames for me. Oh my god, the selection of wools here. The fabrics were such good quality and the prices were way better than at home. This reminds me of my childhood, these colour combinations. Hello, 100% wool for $23 a metre. Yeah, the selection of tartans here was amazing, and looking back at this, I'm having severe regret at not buying more, but I didn't have any room in my luggage. If you'll notice, you get the small tomato, the medium tomato, and then the very large tomato. We're gonna go to the large tomato. I found this cashmere for $55 a metre, and Thomas asked me how much cashmere normally is, and I said, I don't know, I've never seen it in a store.
I think it's nice.
It's really nice. This is now turning into like a mini haul video as well. Don't worry, we'll get to sewing, don't you worry. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. I got biscuit cookies. Did I say biscuit cookies? I got cookie buttons. And Thomas insisted on getting me cactus buttons. I don't even know what I'm gonna use these in, but I've got them now. In Pitta, I got so overwhelmed with all of the trims, and also because like I couldn't actually think of anything I would use the trims for except for maybe like a Regency or a Gilded Age project, maybe. So I got 2 meters of this trim, a meter of this trim, this pink one, which is really nice, like a really nice dusty pink with like a pale kind of pale gold tone. I'm thinking maybe a little bag to go with a Regency outfit, potentially. But I did really love this one here. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen ones like this in Australia, so it was very much a, we're here now, let's get them. Future historical projects, those ones. So, it's fabric haul time. Here's the good stuff. Let's go. I was absolutely thrilled to find what I hope is the perfect fabric for making a pleated skirt. I have so many outfits on my Pinterest that involve wearing a pleated skirt made of fabric just like this, and it feels amazing. This one is 94% wool. As soon as I saw this one, I was just like, that's the one. Also, oh, look at this. Look at this. I think it's like a tweed-ish, I don't know. And so for this one, I am going to make blazer. Ah, dark academia, here we come. Very happy with that. I picked up this print and I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but it just had such like autumn vibes for me. I love it. I love it. Look at this. Made in Japan. I didn't even notice that. I'm terrible. I've never seen prints like this in Australia. I don't think we have this here. Also, this was the fabric they were using for their curtains in the store. Whoops, it's their curtains. I don't care, I'm gonna wear it. And we did find the fabric for this project. So are you ready? I'm gonna wear colors. Color that I don't normally wear. Oh my God, it's so bright when I look at it in the camera. Summer garden party. It feels so nice. Apparently this is a quilting weight cotton, like you're meant to use it for quilts. Why would you put this on a quilt? Wear it. It's such a good print. I love it, honestly. The moment that I saw this in the shop, I was like, that's it, that is the one. We have 4 meters of this to work with. I am very excited to make an outfit with it. So, what are we gonna make? I probably should mention actually that also my only other nice dress is black, which is fine for a wedding. That's what I wear to most weddings, except that this is a summer garden party wedding. And so all black is also not appropriate, but it's my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite. Clearly white's my favorite. Anyway, okay. It's all right, we're fine, we're fine. We're just a little sleepy. We are still adjusting, and I'm going to bring the energy just as soon as I find it. So this is the plan. I would like to do a matching ensemble. So I'm going to do a little crop top. We're going to bone it because bone it sounds weird. So I don't have patterns for any of this and we're in a bit of a hurry. So we are going to fly by the seat of our pants a little bit. I'm wearing a skirt, so I don't know how that works. What am I talking about? I am thinking I would really like to do some straps that have those little like frilly bits on them, the little swirl. It's made by, you do it by making a circle and then straightening it and you get the little ruffles. I'm thinking about doing ruffles. Just a simple kind of like bodice shape. I would like to make it lace up at the back so that I don't have to worry about getting the fit exactly right because I don't have a pattern. For the skirt, what I am thinking is I would like to do a curved waistband with a quarter circle skirt at the top with the second and third panels being lightly gathered, but still not lots. I don't want a super full skirt, but I do want some fullness, just a little bit. We're also gonna try and smash this out pretty quickly because it's been a while since I've made a video for you guys and I have a huge backlog of projects now, particularly with all that new fabric that I just bought. So we really need to get on with it. I'm gonna make a decaf coffee. I just need a little something, just need a little something else, you know, so that my eyes will work. Why is my arm out like this? Okay, let's get to work, let's go. I have a plan. I know that this doesn't look like much, but it was originally supposed to be a dress. If I put this like here, the side seams work pretty well. The back is too big. And originally I was like, oh, I could make a pattern based on this. But guess what? I don't have to. Because I keep all my pattern pieces. I'm just gonna reshape some of this and I'm just gonna remove that center back piece and instead have the lace up there. I wanna change the shape of that a little bit. That one was going for like a more of a pointed thing and I want it to be more rounded. So that just means adjusting this one and maybe this one? Must be that one. Let's make some adjustments to a pattern. Let's get going. Oh, whoops. Also helpfully, I found a curved waistband pattern that I made, I don't know how long ago, out of a newspaper. Maybe the newspaper has a date on it. February 2021. Ooh, oh, there's cookie crumbs on my dress. So yeah, easy. Look at that. We've already got, oh, that one fell down too. We've already got a bunch of our patterns ready to go. I'm gonna eat the rest of that cookie. So we're gonna reshape, add some length at the bottom of these, and this one. So this line lines up there, that's nice. I realised how silly it is that I went to Napori Fabric Town with over 100 stores and I only ended up buying from one of them, but I was on a budget and we were also becoming increasingly concerned for our luggage space. Next time I go, I am bringing a whole empty suitcase. I forgot that I had this. Huh. Nom 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 nom. Don't get me wrong, I am really happy with the stuff that I brought back, but just looking back at the footage, my God, the coats I would make with those woolens. So many coats, more coats than I need. I'm a little bit worried about possibly having removed a little too much from the top of this pattern. So I've cut it out in the lining first, and I'm gonna sew those together and make sure that it's looking okay before we cut it out in the real fabric. So we don't have to do a mock-up, but do you know what I'm saying? Do you know, the lining is the mock-up. Back. I did that thing again where I meant to cut it on the fold, but then I cut it off. Okay, so the center front piece I have to cut again because it needs to be on the fold. I don't know if it's the jet lag, but I feel like I'm moving very slowly today. It looks so little. Look at the baby top. All right, we're just gonna sew it and see what happens. I'm not tired, you're tired. Look, we can both be tired, it's fine. Let's have a look. Huh. Look what happened. I think the pattern pieces that I had already made didn't have seam allowances on them. This is why we do mock-ups, people. This is as low as I can get and still be in frame. I could just adjust the camera, hang on. Okay, don't let me forget, on the side seams, I've decided to do 1.5 centimeter seam allowances, and on the top and bottom, 1 centimeter seam allowance. I wanna put boning in, and I'm gonna use the side seams to do that, so it'd be good to have a little bit of extra fabric, okay? We need to, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget that. I can't use this stuff. This chalk, it's no, we're using a pen. Pencil's fine. Take 2. So since I've added the seam allowance, none of these seams are lining up now. That one's off, this one's off, and I kind of want to cry. It's a mess now. Here is, I think, too wide. I think I'll do an additional little panel down the side there where I'll attach the lacing loops. To make the extra back panel, I just folded the other back panel kind of in half. Who's my good boy? How you doing? It's a bit of a warm day, isn't it? Oh, no, good boy. I know it's too warm to go outside today. You're very sad about it. Oh, thank you. Elf Muff, it's too warm to go outside. What's the temperature right now?
37 degrees.
Did you hear that, buddy? 37 degrees. That's too hot. No, it's too hot out there. I just pinned these on the wrong side. 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, okay? Really quickly, if you are enjoying the video, please like it, as it means the algorithm is more likely to show it to other people who might like it, and I would appreciate it forever. Well, after all that, and being like, oh, I need 1.5 centimeter seam allowances to fit the boning channels, the boning I have is 4.8 millimeters wide. So yeah, this fits within a 1 centimeter seam allowance really easily, so I didn't need to do that. Well, I'm gonna sew some boning channels now. I gotta say, it was really jarring to come back from Japanese winter with below 0 temperatures to Australian summer with 38-degree days. Sad. Oh, look how close that was. That is some masterful pattern placement, if I do say so. Actually, to be honest, it was completely luck, but it all fit. It's just this little amount. Yay! I decided to cut out the straps while I had the fabric out, so I measured it up on my mannequin, but I forgot to turn my mic on. But if you look really carefully, you can lip read 17 inches. Okay, now this is interesting because the way that I do this is I edit the footage first, then come back through and do the voiceovers after, and I left so much footage of me cutting out these straps, but I don't remember why. Oh my gosh, no, I remembered. It's because my arms look really disembodied and weird. That's what it was about. I cut the straps 30 millimeters wide so I could fold them in twice like bias binding and be left with approximately an 8 millimeter wide strap. I was about to just like give a thumbs up without explaining what I had done. So what I've done, so I've got the straps pinned in place and I'm gonna stitch all along here, yes? But then I'm just gonna leave this part open for where I'm gonna attach the front part, but I need to like measure them on me to make sure they're in the right spot. What I wanted to do was put a ruffle, kind of little wiggly ruffle. Then I thought I would sandwich it into here, stitch it down, right? And that's fine. But in order to do the ruffle, I was like, oh, I think I'll cut out a spiral. But a spiral will get bigger at one end. So I need to make almost, is that 2 spirals? Or do I make, or if I do a spiral, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I thought there was a way you could cut like a crescent, and then when it's straightened out, it'll be a ruffle, but I don't know how to make it go wide at the top and then narrow at both the ends. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just gonna do our best, as always. Okay, who saw what I did? Because right now I'm sewing over the straps and really reinforcing them, going backwards and forwards over them. I put the straps in the wrong way. Oh my God, this is so slow. I've put the little windsock on because the aircon is quite loud, and I'm sorry everyone for your audio, but I'm choosing the aircon this time. Normally I would turn it off, but not today because I can't do the back up properly. I'm just holding it there. I just need extra hands. It's just not, because suppose the ruffle doesn't have to go all the way down, does it? That could actually look cuter if it doesn't go all the way down at the back. Okay, no, I've got this, okay. So we do the ruffle from here and then stop it like there, and that could look kind of cute. It's gonna like be a gradient. Okay, let's do that. It's gonna be fine, it's gonna be good. Let's go. I have measured the distance from here to around about here. We're looking at 34 centimeters, approximately 13 inches. So we're gonna look around the house for things that are 13 inches and circular. We have a dumbbell. It's heavier than I thought it was. Can you see? You're good, you can see. Ah, way more. Oh, my visuals are terrible. Okay, so that's more like 16 inches. So we need smaller than this. Maybe a mug. Thomas just brought me this mug, so it's got flowers in it. Let's try that. Oh, hot damn. Look at that. Ha-ha! Look at my sleepy boy. He's so warm. So yeah, somewhere in all that I ended up looking up what a flounce is. So apparently a ruffle has gathers in it, and this one, where you straighten out a circle, is a flounce. It doesn't quite look right, does it? Okay, so, whoops, oh, it ripped. But if it was straightened out, which the paper will not do, because it's paper, we would get a kind of ruffle. Okay, let's try it. Let's just try this on some scrap fabric, not the real fabric. We're not heathens. I guess we are. What's the temperature right now?
Right now
What temperature will it be at 8 p.m? Well, that's horrendous. All right, let's see. Not bad. Whoops. I have once again forgotten to turn on my mic. At this point, I had realized that as my fabric has a print on it, I was going to have to try to make the flounce double-sided by sewing two pieces together. And I'm guessing from this face that I did not have a backup plan. I tried sewing a really fine seam between the two pieces to give it the best chance of having a nicely curved shape. Then I used this little pushing tool to get those edges out for pressing. Either this thing is meant for card making or I'm using it exactly as intended. Okay, do you know what? I actually don't hate it, but it needs an adjustment. At the front, it's really cute. It's just at the back that there is too much frill. Ow, 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 pins. Oh no, it disappeared. Let's go. I made some adjustments to the pattern so that it was no longer symmetrical and was a bit shorter. Do you need to go outside, Elf Mouth? Do you need to go outside? But not for long, because it's still incredibly hot outside. Oh my god, the air! You're just doing some sniffs? Yeah, just doing some sniffs. Okay, here's the thing. The light is failing us. It's like 8:30, so it's practically bedtime. I'm just gonna do the magic of editing thing with this. I will see you when that's done. And you know what, to be honest, I'll probably see you tomorrow because honestly, I'd really like to keep watching Gilded Age Season 2. And that is exactly what I did while sewing that flounce in very, very carefully. Good morning! Welcome to day 2. The temperature has gone down a bit today. It's only 21 today, but my house has not gotten the memo yet. So we are going light summer romper because it's still very warm in here. But as a bonus, it's really overcast, so we've got terrible lighting. Where are we at? Look how cute it is! So today we want to finish up this top. So I need to do the boning. I need to sort out these back sections. We've got to do some loops and figure out how I'm going to reinforce that with the boning and do the loops. Surely I did that on the wedding dress and I know how to do that. Somewhere in there is how to do it. We have lots to do. I have no idea how I'm going to tackle it. Let's go. It's so cute. That's what I pictured in my head. Do you know how rare that is for me? How did I do that? I guess it's like some sort of fever dream where I've just blocked out the entire construction of that. Also, I don't know what this is. Don't worry about it. You know what? Now that I look at this, the loops were 30mm wide and the straps must have been more than that, so ignore what I said before. Also, I found my walking foot really struggled with sewing this. Apparently this isn't the all-rounder that I thought it was because it came out really messy. Not good. I cut the straps into 8 5mm lengths and tried to get a shot of how I attach the loops, but the combination of the print on the fabric and my shoddy camera angles means it's barely visible. There we go. I then sewed those in place, going over the loops a few times to really secure them. Then I folded that edge over and sewed the boning channel in 8mm from the edge. Because yes, I did eventually figure out how to do it. I left the iron on again. I cannot remember what I used to do before I realised zip ties could be used for boning. I think I just didn't sew. Okay, we've pinned the lining layer down. We have boning in that layer as well. So all I need to do now is just hand stitch all the way down there, across here, and then up here. And then I need to put the lacing in. I need to make the lacing first, obviously, but I'll do this hand stitching tonight because this is my relax time stuff. So let's get on to making a lacing for here. 45 inches, all right. Am I recording audio? I am. What a rare treat. I decided to try out what I thought was an edge stitching foot this time. And what do you know, it's not cheating to use different foots. Feet? It is working. Just have to tidy up these ends with hand stitching, but otherwise, this is ready to go with the top. Skirt time. Look at this progress, this is nuts. This is still only day 2. What? What? I hope these still fit. Honestly, that doesn't look great. I know that I used these to make a skirt. I'm gonna go grab the skirt, I'm gonna try it on. That pattern piece should work just fine. Also, why? Why did I make a full-length pleated circle skirt? Probably to do this in. Now I'm just twirling around in a skirt that has absolutely nothing to do with this video. Back to work, and I'll tell you what, I can't be bothered putting my jeans on. We're just wearing this. Wow, that's some excellent posture there. Honestly, there isn't a way to do this without having terrible posture though. I rustled up some interfacing for the waistband and trimmed away the edges so that it wouldn't stick to my ironing board when I heated it. I also bonked the camera lens on the table in this transition, don't tell Thomas. Then I got started on the pattern for the quarter circle skirt for the top tier, and why are these so difficult to work out? I used an online calculator and everything, only to realise that the piece I had made was for a whole skirt, so I needed to cut it in half, which is easier said than done. Okay, after much maths, I have figured out the pattern pieces. We're going to cut one of this full, and then we're going to cut two, count them, not one like I originally wrote, two, on this side. So that's my additional seam allowance to allow for a zipper to go here. If this sewing stuff continues, I am going to eventually, when I have the money, get a table that is the right height for this, because my lower back is killing me, because this is what I'm doing all day. Oh, do you know what? I might have to do the chef trick. This is what I was taught to do when I was in patisserie school. Well, not this low. This is a little, oh, now it's pinching. My God, I need to stretch more. Alpha, you're okay. Oh yes. That's what you sound like. Alfie, this is too wide a stance. Look at this, now I'm stretching and cutting out my pattern pieces in an ergonomic way. It's a twofer. Not exactly easy to pivot while I'm like this. What if I did a squat? Oh, there we go. This is what sewing channels normally look like. Okay, that's probably my limit, otherwise I'm gonna fall over. Okay, silly question for you. Now, the audio for this section is somehow both far too boring and far too chaotic to include. I was trying to figure out the first use of the slang word cool, 1930s apparently, when Alf startled me by barking, and then this happened. All right, well, I'm not sure what you heard, but Tom came home and Alf full launched himself at the door and actually collided with it. He's fine, he's totally good. He started playing with his toy immediately afterwards, and everything got very loud and distracting, but I have cut out that last skirt piece, and now I'm going to go make dinner, and I will check in with you later. Bye. I can hear Alf running around upstairs, and I know he's not playing with Tom because I can also hear Tom in a meeting. And my neighbours are out again. Hang on. I swear it's every time I start filming, they come out and have a conversation. But yeah, today we've got to do the tiers of the skirt, zipper, pockets, hemming, overlocking, and we'll be done. Without much further ado, let's go. Also, there's like very few clean places to film now because I've been in the house, and so it's extremely messy everywhere. All right, we're looking for an invisible zip in an appropriate color. We'll use the long one and trim it down because this is the correct color and I don't want to go to spotlight. Now I have to pack all of this up. Ugh. I used the blue skirt I was wearing earlier as I knew I liked the length of it, and I just eyeballed how long I thought the gathered tiers should be. I even remembered to include seam allowances in my calculations. Are you proud of me? Man, I hope I got the math right on this. I need pockets. All right, it's time to use every brain cell I have to try to put pockets in. We attach it this way. Has the Gilded Age been renewed for a third season?
Officially renewed the historical drama series, The Gilded Age, for a third season.
Excellent. Now, I know the next step is pressing them outwards. I don't know what the step after that is. And I'll tell you what, I think there's been quite enough ironing in this video so far. So I'm going to iron them and then I'll come back. Trust me. Okay, while I was ironing it, I realized that I need to overlock it. Let's go. How often do I say let's go? I'm sorry about it. I don't have a great vocabulary, so let's go. What you doing, Alfie? Are you just waiting for Papa to come home? Alfmel? What you doing? You're a good boy. He'll be back soon. He's just gone to get a haircut. Okay. It's like a big flag. Next. It's not plugged in. It's not turned on. We got there. My pockets are overlocked. Now it's lunchtime. I'll be back once I've had my microwave noodles. And I'm gonna keep watching The Gilded Age. It's just the best. It's so good. So here are my pockets, all nicely overlocked. I think that these might be the neatest pockets I've ever done. Normally I struggle with this part here, with the stitching kind of showing through, but this time I did this line closer in than the seam allowance. Hopefully now, when the dress is being worn, it shouldn't be obvious that there's a pocket there at all. That's tier 1 done, except for the zipper part, which we will deal with later because I hate zippers. Tier 2. Can you hear my sewing machine? It doesn't sound good. So let's have a vote on whether I should attempt to get it serviced or not. Or do we wait till it stops working? That's how I deal with my car. Oh no! We ran out of thread immediately. Bobbin time. We're gonna have an intro for that as well. It's bobbin time. I sounded really weird then. Never mind, don't put that in. While I was in Japan, I got really obsessed with cakes. Not that I actually went to a high tea while I was there, but the idea of sitting there just having like tea and coffee and cakes and sandwiches and scones with jam and cream. So I was also thinking about throwing my friends a little high tea party. What do you think? Would you be interested in watching that? Not necessarily the high tea part with the friends, but the prep for it. You know, I need to like go and find the tiered high tea stands that they have and then making all the food. Would you be interested in that? Let me know, because I'm gonna do it either way, but just whether I film it or not for the channel. Do you like baking? Would you wanna see baking? I can do baking. That's gonna be quite the full hem. Oh, I hope it looks okay. And then I did the 2 rows of gathering stitches all around the top, and I can't make it look interesting. Whew, it's a lot of gathering stitches. I decided it was time to stop putting off dealing with the waistband, so I pinned it in place and was rather concerned to find that it didn't line up with the skirt. So I crossed my fingers and was then distracted by how weird crossed fingers look. Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna go get a Magnum too. Hang on. See, that sounds like a joke, but I did actually go and get the rest of that Magnum from the freezer and finish it while I was editing. Because, I don't know why, but I just don't finish things. I like to put them back, snack on them later. This might actually line up. Look at that. Oh, ho, ho. So to adjust the invisible zipper, I just marked off where I wanted it to finish and then made a little stopper by just sewing it shut there and then trimmed it to size. I had realised that either purely by good luck or excellent pattern design by the fabric manufacturers that the print was almost perfectly lined up to have a stem running right along where the zipper would be placed. So I spent a little time trying to match those and eventually went with that's good enough. Invisible zipper time. I hate it. We're just gonna do it. It's gonna be fine. I tried to get you another angle of this, and this is how well that went. Ow! Oh. Tell you what, I made that way harder for myself than I needed to by only pinning one side of the zipper in place before I started sewing. Why did I do that? Why didn't I pin both of them in place so that they would match? We're trying our best. I hate zippers. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see if it goes over my badonkadonk. It fits. That is a huge relief. It does up, it's sitting in the right spot on my waist. The pockets are, there's probably a reason that people don't put side seam pockets in skirts like this. It's sitting a little funny and we're too far in to worry about that. So we're just gonna have slightly weird pockets. My bad. I'm leaving it as is because I don't have the capacity to remove them. Let's finish this skirt. I started the process of lining up tier 2 into tier 1 for gathering and thought it would be useful to explain that the tiers were each 1.5 times wider than the hem above. Then I pulled in the gathers and amazingly didn't break any threads while doing this, which must be a record for me. Next, it was just sewing between those gathering stitches and overlocking. You're allowed to go sit on the couch if you want. You don't have to stay down here. Moving on to tier 3, there were 3 panels, so I offset them so that the middle seam would be at the centre back rather than at the front of the skirt, and I was hoping to explain how I measured that, but now I can't remember, so I won't. Here is me attaching tier 3 to tier 2, and here is me not knowing what to do with my life now that I've finished watching The Gilded Age Season 2. Once I had finished overlocking that seam as well, it was time to unpick all of those gathering stitches that were showing through to the outside. It's as thrilling as it looks. Good morning! It is the final day. So it turns out that removing those gathering stitches takes way longer than I thought. So I am continuing to do that this morning. Then we're gonna get onto hemming, sorting out that waistband, And then it's time for the reveal. And also I'm gonna figure out that pocket situation. I may end up just stitching over them to close them. What I now realize I should have done is a kind of front-facing pocket like this. I'm gonna do it here. Ding. I'm not supposed to make the sound effect myself. That's the type of pocket I should have done. I'll see how it looks when everything's pressed and it's all ready to go. But yeah, I may end up just closing those pockets because it doesn't look great. It's very quiet in here, too quiet. So quiet that Alf barks whenever there is the slightest noise. Let's finish this outfit. That was the slightest noise. By sort out the waistband, I meant the waistband facing because that was just sitting loosey-goosey at this stage. So I hand sewed that part at the zipper and then I top stitched the whole thing in place. By the way, in the end, I left the pockets as is, but then a bunch of my footage for the reveal was actually unusable, so for the second day, I sewed the pocket shut, and unfortunately, I really prefer how it looks. So you will see both looks in the reveal, apologies. But let me go on the record and say that this does not mean that pockets were not possible in this dress, I just should have done them differently. It's finished. Okay, it fits. We're ready. I will see you in the reveal. I don't know if I even blocked anything out. Dun 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 dun. Cool, now that that's done, I'm gonna go and clean up all the mess that I made.